What are the opportunity to identify the use of system in global scale, and what barrier and risk might occur when the technology is being used global scale? There are opportunities. Then your opportunities, that one, the asset management, the management of tangible, intangible, complex assets, you know uh, speedily become a more efficient with integration of blockchain technology. Capital market blockchain have been fundamentally changed the way capital market approach the exchange of value, and will usher an era of increased operational efficiency. Then decentralized finance, decentralized, I already told you that it is decentralized. Nobody is holding the single person the ledgers and the key. Have not, if you have gone the basics of blockchain, you can understand that how it's working. And then barrier and risk, scalability, which I have already told you. The first challenge is, the most challenge is scalability, that blockchain is not fast enough. Then the transaction speed, the second, the lack of talent, that in the people you are not available, and you cannot ascertain add on that the cost, that what cost will be incurred. Today you are not sure for the cost. When you come in I give you my example, that I want to float and coin, new crypto coin. I get, everything you cannot do. You have to contact the exchanges. You have to contact some people in Malta, if you where you want to register that one. The price is so much variable, you cannot imagine. It's coming from like 2-3 million dirham till somebody is quoting me 600,000 dirham. So you can understand, yeah, so many things you can do yourself. Then you have to find out. So till now, because there is a lack of information, lack of expertise are there. Limited people are doing that one. So there is a like monopoly there. Then your seventh question was, what is the best project management framework to use, and who will governing the body? It's a compliance, it's called RegTech, means regulation. In fintech, the word is that it's quite subjective. The best approach towards a blockchain project framework should be dependent on the use cases of the technology and sector itself. It may change. It cannot be generic, but there are generic. I will send you the blockchain technology, that what are the criteria that if you're going for the project, it is suitable for a blockchain or not. There is a criteria for that one. And that it is repetitive, and what are the props and cons. But it is still a subjective one, that the framework. So this
someone says it still counts more, and then someone is still saying that there are more risks. But just to follow up some questions regarding the expert view on the blockchain. So as we know, in 2016 or 2016, if I'm not mistaken, right, the UAE decided to be the first, the Dubai especially, the first city in the world is fully blockchain implemented.
By 2021, they thought by 2021, but they are delay now. Still, it will take time. They cannot do it by 2021, because ecosystem, the ecosystem has to be there from top to bottom. Everybody, every platform, government, they have done a tremendous job of going on blockchain. Things to do on blockchain, like the biggest example is DLD, Dubai Land Department. Dubai Land Department today is on almost on blockchain. If you purchase a land, there is a block number coming on that one also. And then Diva is also going to be on blockchain. So if you need like the ID one, which we have discussed before also, that there is a single ID coming on that one. It means the Diva connection, automatically you will get the connection on the paper immediately, because they are interconnected. So the interconnectivity should be there. So unless and until everything is on blockchain, you cannot connect. Till now, it's not successful to connect the other, you see what the say name, the other, I can say that platform with the blockchain. See, there is some, Oxford University have issued Oxford Blockchain Strategy Framework. What you're talking about, the key criteria. There are key criteria which fulfill that. Well, number one is this a productive, repetitive process that lead itself to automation? If yes or no, you have to answer that. Then is there an ongoing or long running transaction or process, rather than a process that occurs only once? If it is once, no need blockchain. If it's a long one, then it's a use of blockchain is coming. Are there multiple stakeholders in the process or value chain? Yes or no? If there is no multiple stakeholders, there is no use of blockchain because it's disruptive. It has to be decentralized to so many people are there become handled. Then is coming is the role of reconciliation. Disparate data usually played by one party or a limited number of parties. It's like central bank is controlling data in one place. If for God's sake somebody hack the central bank and then he have all the data he can change. So because it is on one place, so
Right.
who is the governing body? And then that requirement is essential, especially for central banks and other things that will disperse the data or something. Things are do in a manner that somebody even hack one, so everybody have the record. It cannot change. Then remembering the value is not only monetary, there is an element of transfer value also. And then the last one is there a value in a immutable record or is immutable record required mutable record? So it is that what kind of record required, like you record immutable record like land. Today government decide and change the fake ownership of the land. What we can do? We cannot do anything because they have the system access, we don't know. But once it's a blockchain, nobody is can rewrite it, immutable.
Right.
You have one more question on the 8. What customer will gain from blockchain technology? Is blockchain poised to the next big thing in education and selected industries? Till now, whatever I talk, you understand? Any question? Then I'll go forward.
So I don't have any questions regarding the expert view on the blockchain because it was very insight and in depth, very information. So what do you think at the moment about the educational sector itself in the UAE? Do you have any universities which are really ready to provide the blockchain supported, let's say, the diplomas or the education?
Everybody have started diploma and everybody is on fintech. It's not only blockchain. Blockchain is a part of fintech. In fintech you have other technology embodied on that one, and then you have artificial intelligence, chatbots, predictive analytics. You have, then you have internet of things, IoTs are there. These things combined together become a fintech, which is called finance technology. Blockchain is one of the technology which is the most disrupting one out of all the others in the fintech technologies. So in the fintech you have but other technologies supporting, like in the banks, like chatbots are there, artificial intelligence. The blockchain not working itself alone. In supply chain also the blockchain is not working alone. There are drones technologies, there's IoTs also. I give you an example, like you have blockchain is capturing the data, basically is the recording of data. Like you have in software database, somebody is handling the database separate and the front end is separate. Like you are using blockchain in combination with other technologies. In other technologies, for example in supply chain is the best example, that you are recording things with RFIDs, artificial intelligence and drones. Like in agriculture, you have a big farm, you want to gather the information to be recorded on blockchain. The technology which you are using, if you have a farm of mangoes and some people are going around and checking this blockchain, checking this mangoes are ripen or not, recording the temperature, it's a laborious work. So you need sometimes you're using the drone technology. The drone is going around looking around, and you have some other technologies to record the temperatures of that one. So but the data itself has been recorded in blockchain technology, so it's not been changed or modified. So somebody who is planting these mangoes want to sell them, and the buyer is contacting directly with, there is no third party involved. So how they trust this data, which is that the data, if it is in blockchain, the buyer will trust on that, they have more trust. So but when the recording of that one is there, the mechanism is using is artificial intelligence and other technologies combined with the blockchain technology.
So also you said that blockchain at the moment is not that fast enough. So what is your opinion on the timing? For example, at the moment we know it takes around 10 minutes, right, in order to encrypt.
There is so many other combined things have arrived. Not only this one, that scalability is one of the biggest problem in blockchain. The major channel blockchain networks related to the technical scalability of the network, with put can put a strain on adoption process, especially in public blockchain. In contrast, legacy transaction network are known for their ability to process the transaction per second. For example, Visa capable more than 2000 transaction. The potential solution or capability issue consists of adding second layer to the main blockchain network in order to facilitate faster transactions. As known, a second layer scalability solutions or off chain solution, it refers, they consist secondary protocol bit on top of the blockchain, where transactions are offloaded from the main blockchain to save space and reduce network. So it is basically it's very complex. And other things is the lack of interoperability also. The problem that with so many different networks, the blockchain space is in a state of disarray due to the lack of standard that allows different network to communicate with each other. According to even the Delight report, the lack of interoperability grant blockchain coder and developer freedom and give IT department headache, as they discover that platform cannot be communicated with each other's help. So these are the things which is taking time to take over. So but there are so many things like hyperledger and ethereum, they are working on them to make the transition. This ethereum is faster than blockchain, that one, which is the core blockchain technology used in bitcoin. Ethereum is more faster, that one, but still the people are more investing on bitcoin. But there are technologies, the passage of time, new technologies will come. One of the problem is this energy consumption also. The major mining and other things taking too much energy. I read that around 60 or 40%, even only in 1 year, they utilize the mining on bitcoin, which total whole world use in the whole world, which is 60%, only the mining use that one. So these are the one which is they are not environment friendly, these procedure. Now they are changing the procedure for the mining also, the equipment. So but still it is in you can say it is an immature stage.
Mhm. So, as the UAE is planning to be one of the first city in the world as a blockchain implemented city, are they giving any support to IT technological companies such as yours?
See, till now, I cannot say that. Still, I feel that the transactions and everything are going around is not up to standard, and it is. I went to give a lecture in universities, some of the universities, and I found that even the students. They don't have the core knowledge. Everybody is studying. It was when I gave first my lecture in Koka University, and I was very scared. Even my wife said, "No, that you will know, I will also know, and you will also know how much you know about blockchain." When the students will start questioning, I was afraid to face the student of what kind of question they will have, because once you're talking with people who are on the job, so they don't have time. But the students, they are doing research, they have time, the things, and there are, and they will dig out things. But it was very surprising, unfortunate for me to see that they only thinking about bitcoin, how it's work, cryptocurrency, and only few people, they are thinking about out of the box, that how the technologies work in other things like that. And still it is gaining momentum, and that's why we thought to start our own educational programs also. From next week we are launching. I have a, on YouTube I have uploaded, I think, 9 or 10 videos on different topics of blockchain and fintechs. We are doing that one, but still it's a immature things. And there is a what it was, it was more as a hype, I can say. Banks and financial institutions, for sure, they are working, they are not announcing. A huge amount of work is going on in banks and financial institution and on blockchain, and
Mhm.
everybody is adopting that one. Not only Dubai, and you can say in Middle East, on Southeast Asia, too much work is going on as compared to other part. But when you compare the blockchain and technology, other works which is going on Europe and America, still the ecosystem that much is not developed over here in UAE. And interestingly, if I see the blockchain by whatever name, the distributed ledger technology, the biggest example is China.
Mm-hmm.
You have heard the WeChat. So many villages, so many cities, they don't have a fiat currency. They are only doing transaction on WeChat, buying and selling.
Mm-hmm.
Then in Africa, BitPesa is there, like LCs and other things they cannot support. They are doing transaction on BitPesa. So where there is regulations is harsh, it's very difficult to implement blockchain technology and adopt, because when RegTech comes in, regulations, and then like here also, that you have to get, nowadays you have to get this European Union OECD approval, then you have to get approval for this FATCA, and this FTFA approvals are there. So many regulations were in place are there in China. What I if you compare as a part of compare with China, with Europe and America, you see that the blockchain practical implementation. This blockchain is basically, the name is distributed ledger technique, which is in payments. You see that more it is implemented in China and other as compared to other part of the world, and in Dubai and UAE also. See, if you make the blockchain on the top, but the middle and lower, they are not on blockchain, how they will communicate? Unless the complete ecosystem is on blockchain, and everybody, like a small buyer till other things and applications and other things are there, so it won't work. Government
Mm-hmm.
can work, but government solo cannot work alone unless the system in the bottom are there. So what I think is that it will take still lot of effort and fund and time, that Dubai is 100% on blockchain.
So regarding the font and about the industry-based question, the last question I would even say, uh, um, what are the approximately costs are paying, in order to implement the blockchains, any kind of
Let me
sectors?
yes, first
If,
of all, your education also, there was a question that about the education that gain blockchain, that this transcript academic credential must be universally recognized and verifiable. So DLT, the distributed ledger technique solution, streamline the verification and reduces the fraudulent claims of unearned education credit. Then the badges, specific skill assertion can be verified, and communication with digital badges. Multiple badges can be assembled into an open badge passport that the student can share with prospective employers. Then student record, Sony Global Education develop educational platform in a partnership with IBM that uses blockchain to secure and share student records. Then identity, most important, I emphasize the identity with the qualification of learning apps and service. Identity management is a big problem in education.